are elections officials doing to prevent hiccups with such a massive mail-in voting operation? Well, each jurisdiction has a slightly different approach. The DC Board of Elections says they've partnered with the U.S. Postal Service and a mail house to mail every voter a ballot. Now, you may be wondering what a mail house is. Well, we asked the same question.
It's an operation that will work to mail the ballots out to every voter. So they will put the packets together, the envelopes together, the ballot together to ensure that every voter gets the right ballot.
This is the first time the DC Board of Elections has worked with a mail house to send ballots to voters. They're hoping it will lead to more efficiency. In Maryland and Virginia, voters have to first request a mail-in ballot. In Virginia, to return a mail-in ballot, you can mail it back or deliver it in person to your general registrar. Maryland and DC have an added option. You can deposit it in one of the many ballot drop boxes. Can voters access their ballot digitally? In Maryland, the answer is yes. They'll receive a form where they can select a digital option.
On that form, the voter can decide how to receive the ballot. Either we can mail the ballot to the voter at whatever address he or she would like, or we can send the voter a link to download the ballot, print it out, and mail it back.
In DC, there is a digital process called an omni ballot, but it's for people with accessibility needs only. Unless you qualify, DC voters will have to use a paper ballot. In Virginia, digital ballots are only available for absent military and overseas voters. Will there be ballot drop boxes, and are they secure? The answer is yes. You will see large ballot drop boxes in DC and Maryland, but not in Virginia. DC says they're aiming to have 50 around the city, and Maryland says they'll have 127 around the state. The executive director of the DC Board of Elections wants to assure residents that they are secure.
The ballot box is 400 pounds, so it's not anything anyone can pick up and move or walk away with. We will have physical security as well, walking around and making sure that the ballots are not tampered with.
She also tells me the boxes will be locked under 24-hour surveillance and that the DC Board of Elections will be circulating daily to pick up the ballots until 8 p.m. on election night. In Maryland, local election officials will pick up the ballots at least twice a day. Now, what about poll workers? Are there enough for those who decide to vote in person on election day? Maryland has election judges, DC has poll workers, and Virginia has elections officers. But Director Miller tells me they're essentially the same position. And all three jurisdictions are recruiting people to work the polls on election day. So how can you sign up? Go to the DC or Maryland Boards of Elections websites or the Virginia Department of Elections website and sign up for training. Once you've been trained, you'll be assigned a position to help process voters as they come through the polling place.